Assembly Theatre is a performing arts company for children aged 4 to 18, although we're about to embark on doing courses for young adults as well, for foundation courses. But we're based in Switzerland, and we provide courses in acting, singing, dancing, performing arts for children in Switzerland. This year our spring musical is Barnum. We're very excited to be doing it because it's a totally different set of skills to previous years. This time they're really having to do a lot of circus skills, and what's really interesting with the show is the wide variety of skills these children have developed. So on top of their acting, dancing and singing, they've got a wide variety of circus skills that they're adding to just create a wonderful picture for the performance.
I'm the producer and production manager of Barnum. And on this show, we've been working really hard, and it's been very different because, of course, as well as singing and dancing and acting, we also have all of the circus skills that our cast have had to learn and all the technical challenges that involves.
Well, after directing Oliver last year, which was a terrific experience and my first experience really directing a whole cast at Simply, I was delighted to be asked back by Nick, certainly with the challenge of directing Barnum, the circus musical, with these young performers. I couldn't wait to get over here.
On this show, there's been a lot of issues that we've come across. The main one was the tightrope that we have to secure from stage right to stage left. And for that we actually had to bring a specialist team of builders in to drill into the wall, because each end of the tightrope has to take 1.5 ton of weight. So conventional screws and nails and things just wouldn't do it, and of course it had to be assessed and tested for that threshold.
Well, to direct Barnum is very different from other shows, even other musicals. So for example, you're always considering their acting skills, their dance skills and their singing skills. With Barnum, you've got the fourth element, which is their circus skills. What can they do, where can we put it, and how can we build the story using those skills?
As soon as we knew we were doing Barnum, we realised that with the children, on top of needing to be able to act, sing and dance, needed to be able to develop their circus skills. And so ever since November they've been going to the Geneva Circus School. We're very fortunate that we have a very good circus school in Geneva, and they specialise in training children in exactly this, so that was the reason.
Barnum's the name, P.T. Barnum, and I want to tell you that tonight on this stage, you're going to see, bar none, every sight, wonder, and miracle that name stands for, including Jumbo, the largest elephant in the world, the amazing great white whale from Labrador, General Tom Thumb, only 25 inches from toe to crown, Joyce Heth, the oldest woman alive, the rarest and most beautiful bird in captivity, the Swedish nightingale, plus a company of hundreds, no, thousands, including marching bands, standing bands, flying bands, tumbling bands, bands of every size, shape, and description. And here they are.
So Barnum's a very exciting character. He's full of life. He likes to live life in colour, and he likes to trick people. He's the Prince of Humbug. It was extremely exciting. When I got the news that I'd got the part, I was really, really pleased. Slightly daunted as well by the amount of work that I was going to have to do, but yeah, mostly just excited about this fantastic part that I received. I've really enjoyed the circus tricks and all the stunts that I had to do during this show. It's quite different from anything else I've ever done in the past. Probably my favourite trick that I had to do in the show was the death slide, which is when I had to stand up on the platform about 9 meters above the stage and slide down on a rope. And I just loved standing up there and looking down at the stage and the actors underneath me. Yeah, it was a great feeling.
May the 7th, 1851, day of days for Richmond's favorite son. Living whales he sent to Hades, likewise Swedish singing ladies, and the local clockworks he will run.
I play the role of Charity Barnum, who is Barnum's wife. In the show, she makes sure that Barnum doesn't go off track with what he wants to do and keeps him grounded, because he gets a bit excited because he's the showman who wants to do big and exciting things. So the show is very different from any of the other Simply Theatre shows I've done, because there's lots of circus involved, such as all the circus tricks like the trapezes and the tight ropes, and just there's so many different things. And also the music is quite different as well, but I love it nonetheless, it's amazing. The most challenging part for my role would be to keep firm and always factual, at the right times and also be very sweet to Barnum because it has, again, to keep him grounded. So staying in character.
Out of the main ring and onto the fairground, a musical salute celebrating Miss Janie Lynn's 50th continent in America, featuring the proud citizens of Washington and the American Marching Band!
So my character is the ringmaster and he presents the show so he can introduce Tom Thumb and he sort of talks about Barnum's life, for example, Jenny Lind and Charity. One of my favourite bits from the circus school was learning how to unicycle, seeing as I've never learned how to do it, and for this show I had to learn how to unicycle, which was good. One of the main difficulties in this role would have to be unicycling, but not only unicycling, saying the lines at the same time, so if I was to mess up my unicycling, I might mess up the lines at the same time, so if it all goes to plan, it should work out fine.
Gentlemen. Well, my character is Jenny Lind, and she's a Swedish opera singer who is a part of Barnum's circus. She falls in love with Barnum. She's a really big flirt, and she manages to get him to be with her for about 6 months, and then he decides that he is in love with his wife, so he goes back to his wife. So outside of simply theater, I am trained classically, so it wasn't too hard to just switch from musical theater to opera in this show. Well, to deal with nerves, normally backstage I power pose, which I learned from Allison. It supposedly helps just get the nerves out, but when I'm on stage, I just use the nerves and try to turn it into the energy that's in the singing.
When you see the way folks misbehave.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 160 years old. Just listen to her sing. Ain't she wonderful, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank God I'm old. When there ain't no human left alive. When they tell you 3 men out of 5 end up locked up or hung. I don't wanna be young.
I'm Joyce Heth.
And I'm Tom Thumb, and we're both Barnum's circus attractions.
Joyce Heth is who Barnum claims to be the oldest woman in the world. He claims that she's 160 years old. This is the first show in which I've had a solo song. It's really stressful, but it's also really interesting to have a different perspective on the show because I've always been in the ensemble, and now I get to do both.
For me as well, this is the first year I've had a solo song, and for me, I really enjoy it because it's such great fun, and it's very big. You have a very big responsibility as well.
So I'm Julius Goldschmidt, Jenny Lynn's manager. I'm quite a rich person, and the first time I'm introduced, I'm about to sail off to England to actually meet Jenny Lind and bring her to America.
And I'm Chester Lyman, Joyce Heth's manager. I'm a shifty-eyed gentleman, let's say, and I'm actually the first person to humbug Barnum, and Barnum is actually going to take the lesson from this humbug to go on with what he's good at.
Well, about the show, I really like the fact that it's a big ensemble number, so we each have quite a lot to contribute, and so I like the complexity of the journeys that we each have and the costumes and all the changes and stuff.
Well, same thing, the complexity of the numbers, and also the fact that we had to learn all these circus numbers to prepare for the show, which was actually a good experience, a great experience.
Richard, he's really funny, and he keeps a really good atmosphere, even though sometimes we're not paying so much attention. And yeah, I mean, he can be very serious, but he can also have a lot of fun with us. I think it's really good.
I like to work with Richard because he mainly helps us to go away from our limits, to push them even further, actually, which really helps for our experience as actors.
That's right, Mr. Barnum. I'm looking for a partner to run the American Museum, but I don't want to turn it into no side. Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Scudder. That's why I intend filling all 5 floors with the most educational attractions imaginable, including 3 galleries of art, a lecture hall seating 2,000 people, and in the rotunda, a glass tank containing a living, breathing, spouting great white whale from Labrador.
So I play the character of Amos Scudder and a senior ensemble as well. and Amos is trying to run the American Museum, and he's looking for a partner, which is supposed to be Barnum, but Barnum's all crazy and he does all these like magic tricks and stuff, so Amos is a bit worried about that.
And I'm Wilton. It's Barnum's valet, so I help him with just like getting changed and everything while he's with Jenny Lind on tour for 6 months before he goes back to Cherry. The thing I enjoyed most about my role was the fact that I got to use my Diablo and also just be part of the actual musical itself.
Yeah, I think what I liked most about this role was like the different things I could do, because when you play different parts like ensemble and you play like small parts on the side and you're a circus performer, it's really great because you have to switch from different characters throughout the show, and you can show different sides of like what you can do and stuff, and yeah, it's really interesting. So I love working with Simply Theatre because they give us such a great opportunity to work in such a professional environment like this theatre. And yeah, we can work with great directors, great people, great musical directors, and the casts are always great. And it's really fun to play different characters in different shows, so yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much I can add. It's just great fun to be doing something like this in front of people. And Simply Theatre gives us the opportunity to do it.
Bigger isn't keener, larger isn't bolder, higher might be low inside. When you need to lean up on a friendly shoulder, narrow's just as good as wide. See the mighty lion sitting there crying, bitten by a tiny flea. Man with what's colossal, once he now a fossil, bet your life I'm glad I'm me.
We play Mr. and Mrs. Stratton, Tom Thumb's parents.
We're characters who are Christians who don't think that that what Barnum does is necessarily a good thing, and we just want money out of him.
The thing I've enjoyed the most about this role is being able to wear a top hat in my costume, because I've never got to wear a top hat before.
I enjoy the silk juggling that we do at the beginning of the scene because it's really fun and I think it sets the mood well. Working with Simply Theatre is really great because we always get to put on really big productions with lots of big numbers and lots of ensemble work, and even if we have smaller roles, we're still included in everything, and everyone loves doing what we do with Simply Theatre.
It's always really fun because they give like opportunities to younger performers to be able to go on big stages and do it in front of thousands of people.
What Mr. Templeton's trying to say is there's been a change of position for the party. We're giving the nomination to Alexander Whittaker.
What are you talking about? I've been barnstorming for the past 6 months on the strength of your promise that I'd have that nomination.
The decision's out of our hands, Mr. Barnum, but in 4 years you'll be a prime candidate.
I don't want the nomination in 4 years. I promised somebody I'd be in Washington by next January, and if I can't be there then, I don't want to be there at all.
But Mr. Barnum...
Get out!
I'm Humbert Morrissey.
And I'm Edgar Templeton.
And we're the political party bosses. We disappoint Barnum and tell him that he's not going to get the Senate place. He's not going to get the Senate place that he wanted.
And we play as well the ensemble, which really brings a good thing to the show. I really like the costumes. It's really good, very nice. And in ensemble, all the being really feeling important, helping, because I think that without the ensemble, you're not. I don't think the show would be really that good.
The circus itself has just been incredible. All spinning and climbing and it's just incredible the spectacle that we can create. Simply Theatre is great to work with because they create a really professional environment. Even though we're just kids, we've got a professional stage, we've got a full band, we've got a professional director and music director, and it's great that they can create this environment for young people as well.
It's great.
I'm the blues singer, and I'm talking about Barnum when he went into politics. That's why I'm singing Black and White.
I play James Bailey. He creates the circus with Barnum.
Working with Richard is a great honour. He really pushes us to be the best we can, and he's really honest.
Also, working with Neil, the musical director, is really great because he doesn't only teach us how to sing well, but also how to deliver a performance.
I've worked with Simply Theatre before for a number of years doing summer workshops, and I'm also the head of voice now for the school, which is great fun. The rehearsals for the show have been really intense though, a completely different experience. Everyone's worked really hard and the show is going to be superb. The music in the show has been written by Cy Coleman. It's a terrific Broadway score. All the songs are upbeat and bright and thrilling. Even the sad song has got hope in it.
Come follow the band, wherever it's at.
So the senior ensemble, as a team, we basically create the scenes. So for example, the big dance numbers and circus, and we support the principals, and yeah, we work as a group to create the scene.
So Dengercast are the junior ensemble, and it's really nice working with people who are younger than us to see how they progress and how they work out through the show, and they're really doing good.
I think we all agree that the most fun part is probably being able to do circus and all those skills, because you don't normally get to do that in most musicals.
Yeah, and I think we all think that the costumes and the sets are really wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It's great working with Simply Theatre on this project because I don't really know the show as well as others that we've worked on, so I've really enjoyed researching it, finding all about the different characters and how we can really bring that to life. It's always great working backstage because it's crazy, chaos, a lot of fun, very busy. I enjoy working on the makeup in particular because there's always a challenge in there. So previously we've had Annie, and the ball cap was really fun to work on. Last year with Oliver, I had Fagin, a lot of prosthetics there with the nose and everything, the hair. That was my favourite. This year it's not been so much of that, but there's been a lot of quick changes, a bit of ageing, great wigs, always a lot of fun. So I love getting involved with the shows, especially in this area, because it allows me to be extremely creative, which I don't get to do necessarily in my 9 to 5 at Simply Theatre. So I love this time of year and allowing myself to be really creative.
Damn it! Why don't we just leave it up to the fates? Heads it's yes, tails it's no. Mr. Bailey, you've got yourself a partner!
To the biggest show in the country!
To the greatest show on earth!
Yay!
When the circus comes your way.
The cast have worked very, very hard in this project. Developing all their circus skills, more so than any other show I think I've been involved in. I just like to wish them all the best of luck. They've worked so hard and they really deserve it. They're lovely kids, so go out there and kill it.
I want to wish the cast best of luck for tonight and break a leg.
I hope you all have an amazing show, really enjoy yourselves, work hard, stay safe, and let's hope you get a standing ovation.
I wish them break a leg. There's a lot of new students in this cast which we're always very pleased with, so I hope they have an absolutely wonderful experience and it's something that they'll remember for many years to come.
So, the only thing to say really to this terrific cast is to break a leg, not literally, don't fall off anything, don't trip over anything, and break a leg. You are going to have a fantastic time!